What is happening, do you think, with Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys, Joe? And how do you think it's all going to work out or not? Joe, what do you think?
Well, it will work out in the last week before the season starts, as it does every time Jerry's in one of these situations. Jerry is doing what he does. And we should be clear, there are some really smart GMs in this league, like Bill Polian. I think he was Executive of the Year like 4 or 5 times in the Hall of Fame, who believe that every single minute, the risk of injury and play quality is on the player versus the team is a huge win for the team. So they wait till the last minute to do deals. I mean, you remember Peyton Manning had a tag on him while they were negotiating his deal. He got all the way to the point where he would have been a free agent without the tag. And they're still negotiating his contract. So there is a group of people, including some really smart people, that think waiting has benefits. Now, I've never believed that. I think we were the first team to start doing deals 2 years early, because I felt like by waiting, you're handing a lot of leverage to the player, because at that point, you got to do a deal 2 years early. You may not do a deal. You get 2 more shots at it. But he's doing what he's always done. I think it's the wrong thing, but I also think it's a mistake for people like, oh, is this going to ruin the Cowboys season? Or did last year when this happened ruin the Cowboys season? Because we've seen really smart GMs that believe in this philosophy. Now, as the cap has gone up so much, as contract values are going up, Myles Garrett did a deal a couple of years ago for $25 million. He did a deal a couple of months ago for $40. So the price of waiting is massively higher than it ever was. Yeah, Jerry's sticking with that philosophy. He's being true to himself. He's actually following the steps of some smart people. But I think it's a dated philosophy at this point.
Joe Banner here on the Rich Eisen Show. Did you like the T.J. Watt deal? Do you think the Steelers should have done that, Joe?
Well, I think they should have done it sooner, and then I think they were stuck. But allocating $40 million to that position, which to me, you can see what the Eagles did when I was there and since. The defensive line is massively important. You can cover up so many weaknesses. We lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots playing with a mostly injured secondary. The Eagles won their Super Bowl, their first Super Bowl, with a mostly weak secondary. But both of those teams had dominant pass rushes and really smart schemes and really smart coordinators. And guess what? So I'm a huge believer in that, but starting to get to $40 million, I guess you're betting on how much the cap is going to keep going up. But you are playing with some players that have started to get injured a little more. Rarely does a player get older and get injured less. So, yes, I would have done the deal, but I never would have waited that long and taken the risk of the market getting away from me like that.
Yeah, you would have done it earlier because, there's no question when you say stuck, I was saying that a different way of using, I guess, the phrase stuck is that when you go in on Rodgers, right, and this is a 1 to 2 years if you're lucky, 2 years if you're lucky, gambit, then you're not gonna go into that one season with T.J. Watt holding out or holding in or all of that stuff. At least they got it done before training camp. They had to do it. You had to do it.
Yeah, you absolutely had to do it for all the reasons you mentioned. Plus, it's their personality. They probably care as much about the nature of the locker room and the positive feelings about who you're working for as any team in the league. And they've obviously changed some things as they got a new general manager in Khan this year. But I don't think that's going to change. I think that's inherent to the Rooney family and the Rooney culture and philosophy. So for all the reasons you said, plus the fact that they so strongly believe in having a positive, appreciative locker room, and they think the only way you get that is by treating players the right way, it had to get done, and it had to get done before camp started.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.